Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Corn Forcer Mid here, and today we're doing the Week 1 Team Builder and Battle for UPA Season 1. So this week we fight the Portland Popplios, coached by my good pal Zombie. Amazing battler. We're always neck and neck when we battle each other. It's usually pretty close games. We're pretty equal against wins and losses against each other, so this is looking to be an exciting battle. His full team consists of a Landers Incarnate with Sheer Force, Victini, Skarmory, Terrakion, Comfey, Mamoswine, Electivire, Kabutops, and Cacturne. So, as you can see, he actually brought Landers side to the battle alongside Victini, Terrakion, Megalodios, Electivire, and Skarmory. I personally thought he would bring Mamoswine over Electivire, but I can see where he brings Electivire because Jolteon does pretty good against his team. So, yeah. So, as you can tell, I'm bringing Tapu Lele, Jolteon, Mega Charizard X, Buzzwole, Mandibuzz, and Shaman. So, going over my sets here, I'm bringing a sub leftovers Tapu Lele with sub Psychic, Moonblast, Shadow Ball. It helps me out a great deal if he's like Victini and he goes for V-Crit and he gets to the -1, then I can come in and I can revenge kill him with Shadow Ball, but he'll switch out and I can just go for the sub and predict what comes in. Well, I don't have to predict because I'll see. Next, another Corn Force helped me come up with this set. I can't speak today, sorry. It's a Waterium Z Jolteon with Volt Absorb, with Rain Dance, Thunder, Hidden Power Water, and Signal Beam, with enough speed for, I believe, Megalodios. Yes, this can completely destroy his team once I get that Z Rain Dance up, because outside of Electivire, I need that thing chipped and weakened. Otherwise, this Mon just destroys his team. Next, I'm bringing a standard Dragon Dance, Roost, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, Mega Charizard X, because Victini is setup fodder for the Mega Charizard X. It has really no way to 2-hit KO it outside of Choice Spec Psychic, but if he does that, I can just go straight into my Mandibuzz. Next I have is G Fuel the Buzzwole with Assault Vest, with Leech Life, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Earthquake, with enough investment to live a Life Orb, Landorus Incarnate, Psychic. But it has to be the plus speed. It can't be at like a plus special attack nature like Modest. Then next I have arguably the best Lando eye counter in the game in Mandibuzz with Foul Play, Brave Bird, Roost, Defog. I would love just to spam Foul Play this match, but he has a Terrakion that, if that's the only attacking move I have, it can just easily come in and get the +1 attack boost. And then I have another physically defensive Shaman with leftovers with its moves consisting of Seed Flare, Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam, and Synthesis. So, yes, it's a pretty... My team had a really weird matchup against his team, and his team had a really weird matchup against mine, so... It was just one of those, like, 50-50s where it's like... It can really go either way, so... I decided to lead off with my Buzzwole, because nothing could one-shot it, except for a Megalodios Psychic, but he wouldn't predict that. He wouldn't go for that turn 1, I believe, when I have a Mandibuzz. So here he leads his Landorus Incarnate, and I'm thinking, this is just the perfect way to start this battle. So he goes for the Psychic here, and I'm like, I'm going to live this. And as you can tell, I do after I did the flex. So I go for this Ice Punch. I'm like, I'm going to kill. There's no Yachi Berry. He has Focus Sash. So he ends up living here, and I'm not going to let him get... I'm just going to sack this thing off, because there's no reason for me to keep it around. But instead he just sets up his Stealth Rocks as I go for Leech Life, just so I can get a little bit of health back. So, yep, Landorus Incarnate is down, which was a big threat against my team. I had no real switch-in against it. So I get the Beast Boost in defense, which is really good. So here he brings out Victini, and I'm thinking he might try to over-predict and go for like a U-turn or something. Nope, he just goes for Blue Flare, so Buzzwole is gone. There was no way I was ever going to live that. So it's 5v5 right now. And I wanted to go Mega Charizard X and start to set up, but if he's Choice Spec Psychic, he can just straight up kill me after the rocks. So I go into this to get the roost, not to get the roost off, to get the defog off. And that's not Choice Specs, but it just does a lot of damage with that blue flare. So I'm getting the defog off here just to get the rocks. I get a little bit of leftovers back, and I'm not gonna let my mana buzz go down this early when he has a Megaladios. I don't know why I keep saying Megaladios. So here he goes for the blue flare, and I'm starting to think maybe he's just Choice Scarf, and that's why he keeps going for it. So I'm just gonna set up the Dragon Dance here, and as he stays in, so I'm just thinking maybe he's not Choice Scarf, and he's just gonna go for a Psychic here. So I just go for the straight Dragon Dance here. And this is where something unfortunate happens. He has Thunderwave Victini. So that just entirely cripples my Mega Charizard X. Because now Dragon Dance can't get up, and I don't have the Aromatherapy on my Shaman. And he does turn out to have Psychic, but I get paralyzed the turn. I go for Dragon Claw, which is really unfortunate. So here he goes for the Glaciate, but if that would have missed, that would have been crazy. So bye-bye Mega Charizard X. There was no reason to switch out there because I could never do damage again because everything outsped me. So here I switch out, predicting his Electivire. So I get my Psychic Terrain back up, which is good. And the battlefield got weird. As he goes for Glaciate, that's not necessarily a bad play, but it's like, if I was Choice Spec Shadow Ball, that thing would have just been gone. So, here I show my lefties. And I know he can't really touch me outside of Blue Flare, so I just go for my Shadow Ball here in case he wants to switch out. So, I go for the Shadow Ball. Tapu Lele's pushing that ball. Does around 50%, which is what I expected. Shows me he's leftovers too. So it was kind of upsetting. So he gets his leftovers, then I get mine. And I can't live a blue flare. So I switch out into my Jolteon because I'm thinking he might just go for a Psychic. Or I don't know what he's going to do, but Jolteon couldn't really do much with the Electivire here. So I take a critical hit, blue flare. So the Victini is around 50% again. So I just go for the Signal Beam, I think. He goes out into Paul, which is his Electivire. Actually, I go for the Thunder here, just going for some damage. So he gets the Motor Drive, and he's now faster than me. So I'm no switching to this, so I'm just going to click Signal Beam to do damage. As he brings out his Mega Latios. That's not Mega yet. So I went for Signal Beam, and it does around 60%. So I get the crit, which is unfortunate for him. So I know I can stay in and just go for another Signal Beam. There's no reason for me not to. So here he brings out his Terrakion, which was extremely scary. So as I said, I'm going to go for the Signal Beam again. That was around 5. I was just hoping for like an attack, like a confusion. So I just go into my designated check with the Shaman. He goes for Poison Jab, predicting. And he does around like 40%. Shows me that he's Choice Scarfed, or like a non-attack boosting item. So I believe I just go for the Seed Flare here, because there's no reason for me not to. Because they just would have killed that Terrakion and it would have dropped. So I get the Seed Flare off. It does around 10. He's pretty specially defensive. And that was with a crit. So it was not very good. So I get my lefties. He gets his. So I'm going to switch out because I know I can't touch this thing. I go into Wilma. So I can hopefully I outspeed this thing and I get like Roost off. He goes for a Spike, so Jolteon can never come back in unless I can get a defog off here. He gets his leftovers. It's almost back at full, around like 95%. But what I didn't realize at the time was that his leftovers went first, so he's faster than me, and he goes for the taunt, which was a great bring on his part. because now I can't defog away his hazards, and I can't roost, so there's no real reason for me to stay in here. And I really can't touch the Skarmory, so this thing can just stall me out for the rest of the game. So I have to switch out here, and I'm just going to sack off my Jolteon. It was the only play I really did have. So, he just goes for a Brave Bird. He just didn't want me to collect leftovers. So, I go out back into my Shaman. Just trying to get more Seed Flares off. Hopefully you get more special defense drops. Because now he's at -2. So, it does around the same as before because I got the crit the first time. So I get my leftovers. He gets his, so as you can tell, there's really no way I can win this game unless if he extremely chokes. So I go for my third Seed Flare. I get another Spadef drop, so he's like -4 right now. And he goes for the Brave Bird. So he's going to take a decent chunk of damage, the Shaman is. He's going to go from 146 to 54, so almost 100 HP. And he takes his recoil damage. I get my leftovers. He gets his. So, he probably, in his head, he's probably thinking, I need to switch. I can't really risk more Spadef drops. So, he goes back out into his Latios that's not Mega'd yet. I go for Dazzling Gleam. I'm like, yes. He lives on 1. He lives on 1. So, here he can just stay in and roost up. I believe I go for my own Synthesis because I knew I couldn't kill this thing. And if he wanted to, he could just kill me right here. So as you can tell, he goes for a roost. And it's like, bro, you know you win. I forgot to mark Jolteon off the layout, which is unfortunate. So, I'm back at around full HP. I could have gone into Mana Buzz, but if he went for an Ice Beam, then he probably just one-shot or two-shot me from that point. So he goes for a Roost again and gets it back to full HP. As I go for my Seed Flare, just hoping for a Spadef drop. And you see he does around 10%. Don't get the Spadef drop. So here he starts going for Calm Mind, and it's like, boy, you gonna do me dirty? But unfortunately, he is gonna do me dirty. So I'm just gonna go for another Seed Flare, trying to get these Spadef drops. He's at +1 now, so that does like 0. So this Shaman can't break this. Nothing else really can. He goes for another Calm Mind here. I could have gone into Mana Buzz earlier and just started foul playing, and because that would do more than what he could recover, which is unfortunate. So Dazzling Gleam here does 5, because now he's at +2. And here I'm going to switch out into my Mana Buzz, now realizing that I should have gone into it earlier. But here he just goes for the Draco Meteor. And this Mana Buzz is going to take a Meteorite to the head, and it's just going to die. Nothing wants to take a +2 Draco Meteor. So here I go out into Tapu Lele just because I know he's going to kill me with anything he wants to. And I can't break this thing. And he knows I'm not Choice Scarf because the leftovers popped earlier. So here he goes for the Shadow Ball. So my Mana Buzz probably could have handled this Mega Latios at the start, which is unfortunate that I misplayed that hard. So here I bring out Gracidia again. And so he's going to set up another Calm Mind, I believe. Nope, he just goes straight for the Shadow Ball. So Mega Latios is just going to shoot it out, do some good damage to me. I go for Seed Flare and I just straight up miss. So here he goes for another Shadow Ball. He's going to keep going for those until I die, it looks like. And I wasn't going to try to stall him out because I knew I couldn't win at this point. There was no point for me to stall this out any longer than I needed to, because he won 5-0 no matter what. So here he goes for the Draco Meteor. And then now Shaman's gonna get hit in the face. And I lose 5-0 against my good pal Zombie. He decided to play me dirty for some reason, even though I'm his only friend, aka his best friend. So, GG to Zombie. We start off 0-1 -5 in UPBA, which is not the start I wanted, but you know, it happens sometimes. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Answer the question of the day down below, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.